Hi everyone, welcome to the PPL. We have an amazing and incredible day here in Miami. Semi-final Saturdays here, 4 teams battling for a spot in the final. Our first semi-final is Toronto Polar Bears versus Los Angeles Beat. So let's introduce you to the teams. First, the women of Toronto. There are Marina Guinard and Victoria Iglesias from Spain. The women, Los Angeles Beat, Elia Matriain and Jessica Castelló from Spain. The men of Toronto Polar Bear, Coqui Nieto and Javi Barahona from Spain. And the men, Los Angeles Beat, Javi Leal from Spain and Tolito Aguirre from Argentina. Enjoy the first semi-final.
If you're new to the PPL format, we play both the men's and women's matches, one after another. Once you get to the semifinals, we will start our day with the men's matchup. Coqui Nieto, Javi Barahona facing off against Tolito Aguirre and Javi Leal. The photos have been taken as you look. Center court, just off to the right side of your screen, right below that Ultra Padel Club logo. But that's what's so cool about this. You get a chance to see, once you get to semifinals, the men's matchup, the women's matchup, and then moving on to the mixed matchup if it becomes necessary. If the score is even at 1 apiece, you'll head off to the mixed matchup in the deciding factor. There's a look at Javi Leal.
Coqui Nieto and Javi Barahona, probably the strongest team when it comes to the men's doubles. They won a lot of matches, but they also have Marina Guinard and Victoria Iglesias working well as a pair. And last week they lost in the semifinals, their match, so probably as well for them. Individually, they want to win the semifinals to give the point to Toronto and then to make it easy, or not easy, but easier for Coqui Nieto and Javi Barahona to get a win and then to try to secure a place in the semifinals. But Cam, here we're talking about a team that has been unbeaten throughout the week and about a team that has been into 2 semifinals. So it's going to be a strong match, a close match between these two franchises.
There's a look at Amatriain, one of the changes, but one of the consummate legends of the sport. What does she bring to this Los Angeles Beat team just in terms of her consistency in play?
Always playing a semifinal or a final is different. So you need that experience, that mentality, that winning mentality stepping into the court. So having Elia Matriain, a big name, a legend, even if she's retired, she's going to give a lot of experience, a lot of advices to Jess Castelló. But Jess Castelló as well is a player that throughout this season, she has won 2 tournaments in different circuits. So I think it's a strong pair with a lot of experience in these kind of matchups.
I also love what Amatriain has said in terms of her post-match interview, saying just as much that she loves playing alongside Castillo, but she goes, I might stick to the coaching at this point in my day. However, she's finding herself in a semifinal. And we will start, in fact, actually with our women's matchup, then to the men's. And the mixed will be that third place and third and deciding matchup as you look to Jess Castillo going out to the court now. Guinard, the lefty, seeing the smash and the power that she possesses. And Victoria Iglesias, you've got to watch out for her ground strokes, one of the best two-hand backhands in the game.
And of course, for Marina Guinard and Victoria Iglesias, is some sort of a revenge here, but they have that experience from last week. So maybe they saw that match again, they watched it again, and they learned something. They're going to be saying, hey, we have to change this, we have to keep playing that way, maybe going to this direction. Having that experience, it's going to give you a lot of information how to play this match against the LAP.
That's a good point. You bring up just a bit more of scouting and gameplay when you get a chance to look back at previous matches and figure out exactly how these partnerships play alongside one another. There's a look to Victoria Iglesias. She'll be playing the backhand side, the righty. There's Jessica Castillo. You mentioned some of the wins she's had this season. Temperatures reaching the mid-80s today. Through the past 11 days, the temps have no doubt reached their pinnacle here in Miami with the high heat and humidity. As you look to the matchup, Eli Amatrian, Jessica Castillo, Victoria Iglesias, and Marina Guinard.
So important to win the first match. It sets the tone for the rest of the series. If you win, your teammates are going to have some extra confidence. But if you lose, they're going to have a huge pressure. They know that they have to win or win. If not, you're out. That's why this first match is so important.
No, you make such a great point, because either you're going up 1-0 and feeling like your men's matchup can go play very freely, or if you drop and go 0-1, next thing you know, you're playing with your back against the wall, pressure's all on your side. However, I think with these teams, they have seen not just one opportunity to have that deciding factor come down to the mixed in the last two events, but there's no doubt that they have been able to play under some high-pressured situations, and especially coming down to that mixed matchup. This is what makes it so fun as you look to Elia Matriain out of Spain, one of the legends of the sport. How high did she reach in terms of when she was at the peak of her career?
Oh, she was a big name. No doubts. She was winning tournaments, one of the big names in the past, of course. It's a different paddle now compared to the previous years, as we now see Jessica Castillo, born in Spain, and one of the huge talents in the present. But paddle has changed so much, the play style and the amount of players that we have now. We jump to the other side of the court to introduce Marina Guinard from the Toronto Polo Bears, born in 1996 in Spain. The lefty playing on the right side of the court, a very aggressive, very powerful player, as well as Victoria Iglesias, Vicky, born in 1994 in Spain, playing on the left side of the court, and with that typical two-hand backhand that hurts a lot.
Has so much topspin rolling that she actually has such great control with it. She can find some short angles back cross court rather than just driving into the depth of it. Lots of control on her side. Marina Guinard, again, a good look at her. She resides in the top 30 with her individual FIP ranking. Elia Matriain, now 40 years old, just 5'3", but she is playing a lot bigger than that.
And she's so skillful when it comes to playing in that mid area, which is very hard. The half volleys are perfect, trying to win a tempo, to hit them with the forehand, and then to push to the net, because they play the lob shot, and she's waiting for you, just a step in front of the line, catching you off guard and not giving you the time to come back to the net after the bandeja or the víbora.
So she plays well in the mid-court. To your point, watch for her in transition.
Is the women match.
Victoria Iglesias also sitting in that, just about that top 20 with her individual ranking. Jessica Castillo, the highest of the four, sitting in the top 10, currently at about that number 8 spot. Just 25 years old. This 2024 draft allowed for a lot of impressive names to come into this season. Over 20 international players getting to become a part of this 2024 season. over 80% of them sitting in the top 50 in the world. The level has no doubt increased, and the competition has followed. Seeing a chance to see some of the top names in the United States, or compete in the United States, over the last 11 days.
A lot of days of paddle. And of course, the big goal for every team is to be in the PPL Cup Finals. For Toronto, it's going to be so important to be here in back-to-back semifinals. Even if they don't win the tournament, of course, that's the goal. But if they don't do it, they're going to have a lot of points.
Yeah, it's a great point. You're going to end up sitting at top the 10 franchises coming out of events 1 and 2, just having made back-to-back semifinals, whereas some of the teams that maybe even won, like Miami, now 0-4 through this second event. That point differential is going to be very interesting to see how it all plays out. Just 4 regular season events, like we've mentioned, and the top 8 teams moving on to the New York City PPL Cup Final come November 18th through the 23rd. The 3rd and 4th events will be played in Los Angeles starting August 12th. They'll play in this back-to-back format as we have here in Miami.
And the team's fighting for $1 million throughout the season, which is a prize money like never before. $155,000 in each of the regular season events. That's the money in line here in Florida, in Miami. Such an advantage having Seba Nerone as a coach. Plenty of experience. Former #1 as well. Having a couple extra eyes from the outside of the court, watching the game and telling you what to do. It's always very important.
Well, our 4 competitors have now hit the court.
Jessica.
Welcome to the fastest growing sport in the world. Paddle finds itself in Miami. Women's matchup to begin.
Play.
Los Angeles beat with the first serve. Iglesias looking for a handful of bandejas. Finding the fence.
Confidence booster. Winning the first point that way. It's going to give you a lot of confidence. And that lob shot is going to take into the table the wind, the key factor throughout these 2 weeks. Now again, pushing from the back of the Toronto Polo Bears, pushing the ball to the back wall.
Brings us to 15-0. Castillo, the fault, finding the fence. Good ball from Castillo, finding the corner.
Ball was close to the sidewall. Vicky Iglesias had no space to put the racket between the ball and the wall.
The sport puts a premium on placement, not just power. Castillo showing why.
40-15.
Toronto still trying to find their transition game here to get themselves up to the net. 40-15. Nice volley on the side of LA. Sending it to Matrian. High backhand lob. Toronto finding themselves up in the net.
40-30.
You can see what an advantage it gives you. You finally earn the right to get up there.
Both points from Toronto. Beautiful angles from Victoria Iglesias. That forehand.
There's that two-hand backhand from Iglesias. Crashing Iglesias. Nicely done.
Golden point. Victoria Iglesias to receive.
First golden point, first game.
And even if the match just started, it's so important, this first point.
Watching Pro Padel League for the first time. Once you get to deuce, it's a golden point. Next point takes the game. Like a sudden death. Let's see if Gennard can find it. And she does. Toronto walking away with a break here to start off our first game.
One game to love.
So special mention to Victoria Iglesias. Good movements at the beginning of the match to set the tone in a proper way for the Canadian team, for the Bears.
You could see on the side of Los Angeles, Gonzo, that they were just saying, settle a little bit. It's okay. Don't worry about the break here. Get started. No need to panic.
Again, Victoria Iglesias to the fence, finding a beautiful volley. And another point. Solid start. Eli, that mid-zone. Now finding the back wall. 30 love.
Trying to hold Jess Castillo's court position there. Matriain kind of shifting and finding that bandeja from the mid-court. However, instead finding the glass.
Lefty serving. There goes Victoria again, but now finding the net. 30-15, the transition was good. The ball giving a lot of bounce from the back wall. Then the push. The execution was not ideal, 30-15. Now Elia Matriain is the one pushing from the baseline to the net and forcing the block from Marina Guinar to go to the net. From 30 love to 30 all. And now 30-40.
30-40.
She went for the angle again, Victoria Iglesias. 2 break points.
Seems as if both teams right now just trying to find that steadied attack and steadied approach.
And it's going to be with a second serve for Guinar. Slicing lob, perfect one. Now Matriain, flat smash, Marina Guinar with a touch, and the finish with class down the line. Elia Matriain, plenty of experience right there to get the break back.
That combination showing exactly her experience. Works with a smash, but gets it to come off the side fence and give her another opportunity, a better ball to finish on. Didn't try to do too much with that first contact. Well played. LA earning the break back. Iglesias Popping that right foot up, letting it come back off the glass, and another good ball.
15 love.
Jess Castillo.
It's always easier from that position to go cross court all down the middle. But then Castillo went for the hard shot down the line. It paid off because Guinard wasn't ready for that one.
30 love.
Got a little back-footed there, did Victoria Iglesias. The first one coming off right in front of her right toe. The second one just behind her.
We were talking about a good start from Victoria Iglesias, now back-to-back mistakes.
Oh, great block. Forehand side, but used her backhand. Jess Castillo quick to pounce. Now up 40 love. There's that block.
So important when you see that your volley is good. The opponent has to go back to pick it up. Go. Be close to the net because you're going to get an easy dunk.
Nice volley. Beautiful pickup. Matrein, the back of the court. Trying to use the Chiquita here. Polar Bears back to the net. Lofted through the middle. Bit shallow. Castillo quick. Good coverage on the other side. Amatriain from the left.
Game.
Los Angeles now going up 2-1. First hold of this first set.
Lead. 2 games to 1. First set.
Tenemos que resistir el punto, empezamos a hacer bien. Vale, chicas, vamos.
Victoria Iglesias to serve.
First semi-final today between the Toronto Polar Bears and the LA Beat. 2-1 up for the Beat. First point goes for the Polar Bears after the glass finder. That's gonna find the carpet. Slicing lob from Jess Castillo. Now the push to the net. Backhand volley. Guinard was waiting in the baseline. Great move again from the young player, from Jess Castillo.
Love the technique there. A little bit of more of that closed shoulder, making sure she's 100% pointed, being able to find that ball back down the line. Aggressive cut through the bottom of the ball.
Guinard to the corner. Haley using the sidewall. Now a lob. A perfect one from Jess Castillo. Oh, magnificent. Jess Castillo was waiting in the middle, but Guinard saw her, went cross court. The corner was wide empty.
Gotta feel like you win 2 points here. The winner back cross court. No one finds it back on the other side. Great vision from Guinart. Great execution.
Great pickup from Eli. Now the effort from Jess Castillo. Again, paying off. Another point for the lead. 30-all. After breaking the serve in the first game, now the Polar Bears struggling a bit in the match. Another mistake from Victoria Iglesias, finding the back wall. 30-40, 2 break points for the LAB.
Right idea, trying to send that a bit inside out, opening that racket face. Just need a minor adjustment there. It's not far.
Power volley from Jess Castillo, and now great soft touch to the fence from the lefty. From Guinart to save the first break point. Bad news is that they have another one to deal with. Second golden point of the match. The first one was won by the Canadian team. Guinart. Short lob. The block. Access denied by Marina Guinart. Castillo again down the line. Eli completes the job. Another great defense from the lefty. Restart the point. And the ball jumps out of the court after finding the 4 meters fence. Another break for the LAB. Now leading by 3 games to 1.
3 games to 1. First set.
Such an impressive point right here. Love that setup shot from Jess Castillo, just making Toronto just a hair uncomfortable, creating that secondary opportunity. 2 golden points played. 1 to Toronto, now 1 to LA. Los Angeles trying to pounce right here. They took advantage of their first break, finding the hold. Let's see if they can find another. Pushing Amatrian down the line. There's that transition ball from Amatrian. Fantastic, Bajada. Just Castillo playing very cleanly here in this first set. Seems like those two definitely have their responsibilities ironed out, Gonza, in terms of who's taking what.
Plan is very clear. And very important after giving that break at the beginning, to be mentally strong to go back.
Now up a break on their own.
Maybe that's where the experience plays a big part of it. You have Elia Matriain and Jess Castillo playing a lot of finals. You know how to handle the situations, the bad moments like the beginning, and then be able to come back.
Even here, you can see where the pressure is added. Castillo coming across the second time, taking away the ball through the middle. Now it's Matrian. Really tough ball into the corner, well placed from Toronto. That ball bounced and went straight into the air, right against the back glass.
Those lob shots staying close to the wall. We don't have space, put your racket.
Chance to go up 4-1 here for LA. Oh,
Only
a
30.
unique bounce. That actually went from the middle to the exterior of the court. Matrian having to find the forehand. Watch her turn here, following the ball. Really tough. Nice job, Toronto.
But it was the right decision. The ball was high. Madrid was close there. Of course, she had to go for it to push.
Good turn from Guinart. She comes away with the winner. A defensive play turned offensive, bringing us to our third golden point here in set one.
Victoria Iglesias to receive.
So far, one for Toronto, the other one for LA.
Both coming away with a break. Castillo taking an extra second here.
Fault.
Second serve.
Second set.
Castillo backed up, a little more snap on the wrist from this one. Here she flattens it out, extension, then to the fence. Skidding off the side wall. LA finds a hold, now up 4-1.
Lead 4 games to 1. First set.
Impresionante el paso adelante.
Marcelo.
Ya, pero se lo he dicho a ella, digo, vale, bueno, no pasa nada. Le tenía que haber tirado a él, pero es que no podía porque teníamos aquí. Que le tenías muy montando por él. No pasa nada, no pasa nada. Pero era para él. Era para eso.
Va a salir, chica, vamos con confianza. Ponlos de cabeza, ponlos de cabeza. ¿Vale? Un solo quiebra, además, estamos ahí. Todo en punto de oro.
Time.
Four, 1 up. The beat.
Marina
Great
Guinart
start.
to serve.
The only unbeaten team of this week. Fighting for a spot in the final. After this, we will have the Goats and the Matrix. Florida and the Arkansas Matrix. Face to face. Now, time to talk about this match. Time to talk about the beat
15
and
love.
the Polar Bears. 15 love.
So interesting. You learn so much through these first two events about building out your roster, what your needs are, exactly how that mixed matchup plays best, and really how important that mixed matchup is too, Gonza.
Ah, finally.
Very low.
From the first game, she was trying to get another one like this with a forehand to the corner.
I think that's about the third or fourth winner that Toronto's been able to find, kind of surprising, going on the back side of Jessica Castillo. Of course, Castillo trying to protect that middle a bit, taking some of the pressure off of Matriain. So it's a win-win in terms of, or a win-lose. You give up a little bit of space on the backhand side and maybe a handful of winners, but if you can protect more through the middle, you're winning that percentage.
And now the hammer from Marina Guinard to make it 40-love, a quick game for the Polar Bears. Out of the court. For the tres down the line. You gotta be good to do that. Finishing the job now with a forehand volley to the corner, punishing Elia Matriain. And after 4 games in a row for the beat, now again 1 for Toronto to make it 4-2.
I like how Toronto came out of the change end there. Finite, efficient points. Coming away their second game. One off her high shoulder, one off her hip. Victoria Iglesias drops it. 3 marvelous contacts here from Iglesias. This one, just a bit of a tap. She earns the double.
Maybe a bit of luck there. I think she was not meant to...
to drop it.
Yeah, exactly. She was just trying to block it, and then since the shot from Jessica Castillo was so powerful, the only thing she could do, barely made it over the net.
Trying to push that ball back down the line. They find a Matriain up at the net.
This could be the reaction on the Toronto Polar Bears. Why not the blue team?
Down just a break here.
Huh.
That's fantastic. Jess Castillo. The bounce is nearly simultaneous. You could hear from the carpet to the glass. LA trailing 15-30. Castillo, high backhand, lifting that lob. Oh, tough one. That one bouncing about shoulder height.
But I think she changed her mind while executing the shot, because she didn't push too much the follow through with that backhand.
Tough ball too, especially on the high backhand, trying to take that back down the line. The point of contact so limited. You roll that ball across court, you get a little bit more spin and leverage.
You have 3 break points, Cam.
Oh, what a pickup from Guinard. Another from Iglesias. She avoids that one. LA beat, fight one off.
30-40.
Make it 30-40.
You can escape once, you can escape twice, but not 3. The pace of the ball that Jess Castillo has, so intense.
Break point again for Toronto. Another one, bringing us back to a golden point, back to deuce. 2 have gone the direction of LA. 1 to Toronto. They earned the first game of this first set with a break off a golden point.
Victoria Iglesias taking it.
Good first volley. From one lob to the next. Matriain. Castillo sending that. and hits the side fence.
Toronto for first.
Golden point and break to Toronto. Now down
Los
3-4.
Angeles lead 4 games to 3. First set.
Two team back-to-back games to make it 4-3. There's no difference right now, no breaks. Pushing too much. She wanted to go deep. Victoria Iglesias. And she went too deep. Love 15. And we've played 7 games. 4 of them ended up being a golden point. That shows you how close this match is. 15-0 now. Elia Matriain to the back wall.
I've also seen great expanses of points being reached. Multiple break points fought off to be able to find those golden points, including that last one.
Justin, you're not finding the last inch of the carpet. Good push. This time she went for the middle. And she finished the job. Good read. This time she waited a bit longer, hiding the intentions. 15-30. Patience from Polar Bears from the baseline. Keep fighting, keep waiting, the chance to go. Time to push. That's gonna be now. A block from Eli to retake the attacking position. That's gonna give a lot of bounce. Marina Guinard pushing. She goes to the net. Contra pared, finds the last inch of the carpet again. And now Victoria Iglesias finding Jess Castillo after a really long point.
What a point, what a fight from both of these teams. Could have gone either direction here. Victoria Iglesias, with the exclamation mark right there to close it off.
They're 1-1 now. Before Jess Castillo hit Victoria Iglesias, and now Iglesias taking some revenge there. Okay, they have it. 30-40. 2 break points for the beat to retake the lead, to be 5-3, and to have the chance to serve for the first set in the semifinals. Not going to happen yet. Of course, we were going to have a golden point again.
Jessica Castelló to receive.
5 so far with this one. Really close match. Castillo taking it. And Elia Matriain living it short into the net. A save for the Polar Bears. 4 games apiece.
Jessica Castelló to serve.
Each one of these golden points has been so tight, bringing us to 4 all. Breaks on both sides here. Who's going to find the advantage here at the end of set 1? Imagine both this women's and men's matchups are going to be looking somewhat like this. Oh, beautiful. Amatriain. Pared down the line.
ball giving a kiss to the net. No margin. Perfect placement.
Very low.
Good start here for LA. Trying to go up 5-4. Missed return, you'll take as many of those as you can get. Iglesias punishing the glass. Knows it's not the time for an error. Fast lob to Matriain. Nice series of points. Marina Guinart, nice series of shots as she goes and finds 3 different locations. Watch that, stretches Castillo through the middle, then finds the ball down the line.
Tempting the limits. I think that Cam was not the best choice. She was in the corner. She had to go down there to pick it up, to turn and to place it down the line. That's a shot with a lot of risk.
The one from Castillo. Ooh, tough. Was going to be on her backhand side, ends up on her forehand. There she flattens. Oh, another beautiful ball. Matriain. It's looking pinpoint right here. There's that transition, 2-hand backhand. Back to back. Quick stab at the net. Matriain. Knew she had to try and fight that before it got to the glass. She ends up punching the glass with her racket at the same time. 30-all.
Third winner of a lob shot from Marina Guinart.
That one gave Matriain a little bit of a stinger. Still kind of rubbing her elbow.
They really go for it. Hitting the walls.
There's no fear.
I mean, it's a semi-final. They want it so bad.
Oh. That one hurts. Castillo is trying to send that one beyond the court. Now it's a break point for Toronto.
2 key moments in this game. First, that ball in the corner that Jess Castillo tried to go down the line, and then this easy smash with a 4 games apiece. Maybe not the moment to miss.
What?
That's a big point for Jess Castillo. She let you hear it, bringing us back to deuce, back to golden point. The 6th of this first set.
Victoria Iglesias.
Confidence booster. This key moment, find this miscommunication in the middle.
Love that energy from Jess Castillo. Second serve here. A hair long. Matriain, quick to recover. Big point. Game and the hold for LA.
Los Angeles beat, lead 5 games to 4. First set, ball change.
Sí, tengo un dato un poco importante. ¿Sabes lo que te voy a pedir? Vamos a tener oportunidad otra vez. Cuando tengamos oportunidad, y sobre todo vayas a rezar vos porque va a ser una ventaja, girate para atrás y empieza con un rebote. No la empieces forzando por abajo. Girate para atrás y poné la prueba. Porque hasta ahora, ¿sabes cuántas pelotas ha pegado Victoria Iglesias para adelante? 0. Marina pegó una y ves que Marina pegó una. Entonces eso habla de que la calidad de nuestro globo está siendo buena. Porque no le queda ella para pegar. Entonces si la calidad de nuestros globos es buena, en los momentos que son definitivos, Vamos a jugar con el tiro que tanto se hace. ¿Entendés? Vamos a jugar en el momento que las papas queman, pero golpe y nosotros más dominamos, por lo menos en este partido, ¿te parece? Momento de presión, tomás aire, das un pasito para atrás, pimba, y empezás para arriba. El lugar donde quieras decidirlo vos.
Time. Marina Guinard to serve. Nibble.
After that hold for the beat, now the pressure for Guinard and Iglesias. They have to hold to stay alive in the first set. Drop shot from Iglesias, and now the touch to the corner. Perfect combination. No pressure at all. Moving the ball and the opponents around. Flat smash and the touch this time from Guinard. Iglesias finding the net. 15-0.
15-0.
Similar to what happened to Jess Castelló in the previous game.
You know you have to put it away here. You put a little extra something on it. Just that one falling a bit too short.
You focus too much maybe on the power, not the precision. That's going to die in the end. Contra pared from Iglesias. Now the block waiting close to the wall. Avoiding and dodging the ball, Victoria Iglesias, but losing the point after that flat smash. Cross court with a lot of power. Jess Castelló pushing the team. And now they're only 2 points away from the first set. Guinard, as usual, down the line.
30.
Another day at the office. 30-all.
And Hart's so smooth on that smash. There's some athletes, you just say easy power. Guinard's one of those.
Classic half volleys from Elia Matriain. An entire life doing it. High lob shot. That's going to stay short because of the wind. Of course, Marina Guinard again, back-to-back, down the line. Winners, this time with a víbora. But Jess Castelló went for that high lob, and the ball just stopped in the air.
Wind going the opposite direction from what we've seen for most of event 2.
40-30 now, yes.
A little bit of a crosswind, actually. Just a bit.
Lucky break for Victoria Iglesias, finding the net, the ball rolling over it. And it's going to be a 5-0. What a close semi-final here between the Toronto Polar Bears.
Handful of breaks to get us started now. Series of holds. Oh, that was an absolute whip, but an even better defensive play. Toronto Polar Bears quick to scramble to the net.
After 2 weeks of competition, having the physicality to go for that kind of shots, gotta be fast.
Oh, 2 incredible digs, however, pressure remains. Jess Castelló.
15-0.
But it's important to make your opponent win the points 3 times, not only once.
Just the first set being played. You can imagine what their legs might be feeling like as we head off to set 2. All right, way this is going, maybe even that super tie break. The light touch, the deception from Jess Castillo. Just twisting that wrist right at the top.
That's why maybe, even if you lose the point in the previous one, hitting it hard, Victoria Iglesias catching it, it's useful because now they're going to push to the net. They think you're gonna do it again. You're gonna have the court wide empty for you.
Gets the funky bounce off the fence. 40-15 for LA. Oh, absolute perfection. 6-5 now for Los Angeles. They're just one away from set one.
Games 2-5. First set.
Yo no creo que sea así, no pasa nada, tenemos la oportunidad de hacerlo en este momento, que es el importante y acá es donde más confío en vos. Ahora, lo que quiero que me digan es cómo vamos a jugar este juego, cómo lo queremos jugar.
Si yo tomo estas circunstancias, a Victoria para engancharla allí, acá y allí, para luego, porque cuando Marina va ahí a ella, o le puede ir o le da rebote.
Vale, perfecto. Pues solo te hago una recomendación. El globo piñata no nos sirve. ¿Por qué? Porque las dos son grandes. Grandes. Y si te tratan...
Victoria Iglesias, to serve.
That was the last time that the 4 players visited the benches before the end of the first set. Now the question is, are we going to have a tiebreak or are the beat finishing the job now? Matria into the empty corner.
Love 15.
Law 15. Law 30. 2 points in a row for the LA Beat. Playing with patience and maybe the Polar Bears feeling the pressure. They have to hold. Super block, but finding the fence from Jess Castillo. 15-30.
Castillo found herself sitting right at that service line. Block right at her feet. Just trying to scoop over the top, but nice location from Toronto.
Now 2 points for Toronto Polar Bears, 30-all.
Fantastic serve, that right off the toe of Jess Castillo. She had to hop over the top of that.
Just in. That's gonna stay close to the wall. Fighting for a set point here. Not gonna happen yet. Elia Matriain finding the net. 40-30, she cannot believe it.
It was right about that halfway mark between the midcourt and the service line. Not a bad area to attack from. You can see her footing there. Maybe just a slight hesitancy.
And we're gonna have a tiebreak again. 6 games to 6 in the past few days. We've seen so many of those, Cam. Just shows you how close these teams are.
The margin's so slim. This first tiebreak in set 1 only played to 7 points here. Los Angeles will start. High lob, finding the glass first. Castillo knocking the ball to the other side as Toronto earns the first.
The higher you place the lob shot, the more the wind is going to push it. That's exactly what happened there.
Wind at the back of the beat now.
The effort from Iglesias to stay in the net. Now a pickup. Another block. Wow. Not anymore. That was insane from Victoria Iglesias. Saving 4 incredible balls, but then she was out of position. She tried to go to the middle to cover.
That was some defensive mastery right there. Just this last one getting away from her.
Defense. Now the winner.
2-1.
Backhand volley.
Toronto.
Other side. Finding a friendly bounce.
Elizabeth.
Making it
Amatei.
2-1.
To serve.
The Polar Bears up.
Not surprising here. Just trading point for point. Right at the foot of Guinart. Comes away with a good one. Amatrian.
2-0.
The 1-2 combo.
And learning the lesson from the previous match that found the net. This time adjusting. Good footwork. Getting below the ball. And touching it as high as possible.
Iglesias right on top of that.
Toronto Polar.
Exquisite location on the smash. Brings that right back to her side.
Talking about Iglesias now serving.
Let ball.
The Polar Bears, if they manage to win these 2 serves, going to be looking good. They have the first one. 4-2. We're going to switch sides
4-2.
as we do
Toronto
whenever
Polar
we're
Bears.
6, 12, 18 points, and so on. Polar Bears leading by 4-2.
That's just the first time in this tie break someone has strung together 2 points. First it was Toronto, then LA, back to Toronto, back to LA. Now Toronto finding 3 and 4. Change of end here. Sends the wind now at the back of Toronto. How crazy is it that the wind has switched so significantly? Most of the time throughout the last week and a half, it was going the opposite direction.
I guess it's normal in Florida. I don't know. Here in Miami, everything can happen. Iglesias again to the fence. Haley, now the lob is going to stay short, of course. The wind stopping it. And this one is going to fly. So hard because you have to adjust in just a matter of 2 points to change your game plan, your executions, your shots. 4-3 now for the Polar Bears.
Castillo with the serve. Matrian waiting at the net. Castillo's had quite a few first serves go long here in this first set. high lob to Guinart. Oh, what a pickup from Amatriain. Another, they're making Guinart work through the middle. She's trying to find the same sort of rhythm. The first block was at her foot. The second one, well, at the height of her head.
Finding the ball so close to her body. You've got to make sure in those blocks to touch the net in front of you, because if not, it flies too much far away from your position, you're going to find the back wall.
Beautiful shot, Marina Guinart, making this 6-3.
We have 3 set points to take the lead. The Polar Bears with Marina Guinart serving. She goes to the fence. Down the line, Elia Matriain. Great pickup from Iglesias. What a two-hand backhand from Jess Castillo to save the first one to make it 6-4.
Short stroke on the back stroke. Jess Castillo.
Second set point. Toronto. Slicing volley to the middle. Iglesias. Oh no, she missed it. She was close to the net. It was done. It was so done. 6-5 now. Still set point. But look at that.
The disbelief on Victoria Iglesias' face. She earned the right to take that set. Having fought off 2 set points here. LA cannot fight off another. Escaping. The Toronto Polar Bears take set 1, 7-6.
Toronto Polar Bears.
What a first set, Gonza. Incredible to see that go all the way to the tie break. Ultimately, Toronto Polar Bears had a few looks at set point, closing it out. 7-5 in that tie break. Second set here.
Great reaction from Victoria Iglesias and Marina Guinart. They were 4-1 down.
Yeah, no kidding. They started with the early break, and then next thing you know, Los Angeles came storming back. There's no panic mode on either side for these two teams. If you're just joining us, welcome to the semifinals here for event 2 of the 2024 PPL season. Only one of our 4 teams making it from event 1 semifinals to event 2. The Toronto Polar Bears are that team. That fought off, I don't know how, by Victoria Iglesias.
Finding the post.
She just fought with the wall. Usually that won't go your direction. Extended rally here. Sends that off the glass. A little bit of a miscontact. And making him pay for it. Guinart, quick to jump.
So scary when you see Marina Guinart moving to the middle with a short lob. You know a rocket is coming.
Yeah, duck and run. Get out of the way. There's those half volleys. Man, single-handed, behind the back. Amatriain, a defensive wonder in this. Sending that out of the court. Por cuatro, Toronto. How about the behind the back though? Amatriain.
Look at that.
I don't know how she can half volley that well with that much pressure on the one hand backhand and then pick that up.
Put it back in. Of course, when you go to that corner, it's so tricky. You never know if it's going to open, if it's going to go down the line. Elia Madrein was ready for every single option right there, but it was not enough because now Toronto, with the first hold of the second set, with a clean game. So important after winning the tiebreak to get out there, to serve, and to hold. Especially knowing that in the first set, in your first game, you lost it. So for them, a confidence booster again, setting up the tone for the rest of the match.
Again, good conversations on the sidelines here. Getting insight not only from coaches, but also teammates. Coqui Nieto waiting in the wake. Playing alongside Javi Barahona in the men's match for the Toronto Polar Bears.
And Javi Leal with Tolito Aguirre for the beat. Jess Castillo serving. That's a great one to the sidewall.
Seems like she risks it a little bit more on her service pressure. I've seen her miss a handful, but then she knows she's got that second serve, no issue. She's been tossing those and coming away with a missed return there.
Two-hand backhand from Iglesias hurting always. Jess Castillo goes to the right side of the court. Eli from the backhand side, nothing to do with that one. Another beautiful angle from Victoria Iglesias. 15-0.
Madrein taking a step to her right, trying to cover a bit more of that middle. And Iglesias, yet again, pulling that ball all the way back across. Watch this, there's the little half step to the middle. Short angle.
Fantastic lob from Iglesias. And Guinart with power brings it back to her court. 15-30. It's a time to take your advantage. Your opponents are not playing well or as well as they should be, and you're feeling it. So it's a time to try to take as many games as you can, because you know that at some point Elia Madrein and Jess Castillo are going to react. Oh, down the line, Victoria Iglesias. Magnificent again, great job.
54.
What a match he's having. 15-40. 3 break points.
Iglesias really taking over here.
Yes, she is.
Big part because of her shot selection. High level of execution on her side.
Jess Castillo may be anxious, trying to finish the point before going into a long rally, but ended up finding the back wall. And that's going to be a break for Toronto Polar Bears. 2-0 in the second set after getting the first one.
2-0.
LA needing to find maybe a bit more patience here, settling in. Extending some of these rallies. Sending it back over Guinart. Quick lob to Iglesias. She finds the side fence. Great shot down the line. Advantage now to LA. Working back. We're neutral here. Oh. There's that approach. And the two-hand backhand.
50 love. Touch. Take.
I think the ball touched the fence in that recovery there. From Jess Castillo, it was out. So the point goes for the Polar Bears.
Hitting that into the fence. tough ball, short hop out of the side glass for LA. Once again,
Very low.
this is looking the direction of Toronto here, up 30 love.
Now we're talking a lot about Victoria Iglesias. She's having a match today. She started solid, then a couple mistakes. She was able to come back, and now, in my opinion, so far, the MVP.
Crossing over is Guinart, now chasing the ball through the middle. Oh, strong ball fended off by Matrein. They're adding the pressure to her. Then to the side.
Very low.
Just so much pace, so much force going in the direction of Matrein.
Everything, a single shot, has an intention from Iglesias and Guinart. They're moving the ball from one side to the other. Jess Castelló is trying to help. She's trying to go for the middle, but she's leaving the corner wide empty.
Oh, just a block. Becomes a winner from Castillo, redirecting that down the line.
That's what it takes now to win a point. To be able to block it hard, the ball coming to you, and to place it so close to the sidewall.
Finding the block right in the middle of her body, this time now on the right side. Guinart hooks that one.
Yeah.
Toronto goes up 3-0.
Toronto color versus lead. 3 games. 2 love. Second set.
Encima no encontramos bien la dinámica que teníamos al principio de partido. Por eso, si vos querés bajar un poquito ahora la velocidad de la pelota, porque eso te hace sentir cómoda, bien, pero cuidado porque ellas están con chispas como para cambiarle enseguida ese curso. Si querés manejar, vamos.
No, no sé cómo, o sea, lo que veáis, ¿no? Yo lo digo porque creo que, o sea, ahora es como que no hay muchos huecos y creo que hay que crear un poco de...
Pero porque están tapando bien. Yo ahora lo que te recomendaría, sobre todo, oye, voy a jugar cruzado, viste las bandejitas, tranquila, cuando te toque, y volvamos a la básica. Si te ves muy colgada, vas para atrás y empezás con el bloque paralelo. Vamos a ver si eso que en algún momento nos dio resultado, nos vuelve a funcionar ahora. ¿Te parece?
Bueno, es un break solo, ¿no?
Sí, eso te iba a decir. No hagamos tanto drama porque es un break solo y lo levantamos en el primer set. Venga,
Dale,
va.
vamos, chicas, vamos,
Concentrados hoy ahora, ¿eh?
Amatriain and Jess Castelló fighting hard, and they need to come back to have a chance in this match. Iglesias and Guinart looking solid after getting the first set in the tiebreak. Now with 3-0 lead in the second one. The ball goes out by an inch from Victoria Iglesias. 15 love. Iglesias unstoppable in her corner. And in the net, bam, 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 the 4 players. And again, the point goes for the Toronto Polar Bears.
You gotta have some good hand speed to be able to play this sport at this high of a level. Check out these successful volleys on the side of both Toronto as well as LA. One just sneaking past.
This is a must-win game for the LA Beat.
15-30.
30-15.
breeze has died off here. Humidity raining down right now on these two teams.
Good serve. Elia Matriani to the sidewall. The umpire is saying it's 30-0, but I think it's 40-15. The first ball from Iglesias was out. Then a couple serves. I might be wrong, but we have to check. Either way, Matriani serving and Guinart returning. Down the line goes Marina Guinart.
30-40.
Beautiful bajada with a backhand just like that. Good cover by Victoria Iglesias. And it's golden point, not a game.
And everyone questioning here, I think you're right, Gonza. Everyone saying, no, this should be the opposite. Should be deuce.
Golden point.
It's a golden point. The umpire was confused because of the ball in the back wall. It's a golden point. Cam, that's the important thing now. Break point for Toronto. Great block from Guinart. Now a pickup. Time to go to the attacking side. Just in the ball from Jess Castelló. And now to the middle goes Jess. Pointing at her head. So smart you are, Jess. Clever move. That was a must-need game for the LA Beat, and they did it.
We had 6 golden points in that first set. That just being the first in set 2. That absolutely was a must-have for LA, trying to get themselves back into this. They're taking an extra second here in the corner, figuring out how to approach this break opportunity on the reception here. Missed return, not the way to start. Por cuatro. Iglesias. Heavy smash into the carpet and out of the court. Oh, phenomenal shot. Just Castillo. 2 quick steps to cover, back to the court. Undercutting this ball, watch. Well played. Instead of twisting, spinning around, she stays with that backhand. Right play.
And good read because she knew that Marina Guinart was going for the flat smash down the line. She was waiting for it, not staying in the back.
Trying to take a full swing on that half volley. Short hop there for Castillo. Timing has to be absolutely perfect. Toronto looking to go up 4-1 here. Bit of a loose error on the side of Toronto. Iglesias reprimanding herself for that one. Bouncing back off the glass, Castillo. Good pressure from Toronto. They go up 4-1 in set 2. They already have set 1 on their side.
4 games 2-1. Second set.
Match so far from Guinart and Iglesias. The Polar Bears were in the semifinals last week. They lost. We're now trying to get a revenge. Get to play tomorrow, Sunday, in the big final here, event number 2 of the Pro Padel League. And getting the first point after that bandeja to the net from Eliama Triain.
It's interesting too when you think about the composition, the makeup of this Toronto team. In terms of their individual rankings, the highest they have is Coqui Nieto. He sits at about that number 17 in the world. Whereas you look at some of the other rosters and you might have a bit more of a kind of all-star right at the top, maybe a top 10 player or a top 5 player. This team is pretty well rounded out between about 17 through 30 from the men's and women's side.
But I think they managed to find 4 players that work well together.
Yeah.
Another great touch from Guinart to save it. And now the mistake from Jess Castelló, the effort from the lefty paying off in a big way.
But that's where the makeup, the owners, the GMs of the team, coaches, in terms of putting these rosters together, there really is that X factor, finding the chemistry, finding the right pieces to fit together.
Correct. Sometimes it's not always about the rankings, but about how the players adapt to each other. Barahona and Coqui, for example, they're friends. They played together for many years as juniors. Nicely done, Guinart. Eliama Triain fit to get another 2 break points. And this camp, even if it's not, feels like a match point. Of course, there's a lot of paddle to be played, but being 5-1 up with a couple breaks and serving, that could be too much for the beat. Another block from Iglesias, and another one. Now in the corner. This is insane. That was insane from Victoria Iglesias. Back-to-back blocks. She went Coqui Nieto mode.
You're spot on. I think that's the second time she's done it in this matchup. There was another rally. We were stunned. Some of her defensive pickups.
We're going to have another golden point. Marina Iglesias alongside Victoria Iglesias finding the net. 2-hand backhand from her, finding that net and losing the golden point, losing the chance to make it 5-1. This could be the moment to come back from the beat. That hurts.
No doubt a missed opportunity on the side of Toronto. Had 2 break point opportunities. Dropped. Trying to find the quick lob over Iglesias. Here's that complimentary paddle.
And to get that first point after losing 2 breaks opportunities, very important.
Momentum. Still trying to remain on their side. Jumping out of the way, this is a fortunate bounce on the side of Los Angeles. Finding the 4-meter fence. Patience. Just missing Matriani. Fraction different. this could have been the direction of Los Angeles.
She tried to change the direction, to go down the line, to involve Victoria Iglesias in that point. And sometimes when you just push the ball, instead of slicing it, the ball just goes down.
Oh, great touch. Castillo having to chase it. Opening the door and walking right through Victoria Iglesias.
That was saucy from Victoria Iglesias. Opening the court and then touching the ball to the corner.
I think that's the right way to use that word. Nice job, Gonda. Bounce off the net. Quick touch, quick pickup. Same exact shot from Iglesias. Now tracking down the line. Ball sent up. Finding the glass is Iglesias. Make it 40-15.
In my opinion, this is the best match from Victoria Iglesias in the entire tournament.
She has played rather flawlessly. I can only really think of one unforced error. One smash in the top of the net. Maybe a missed return, but that's about it through this matchup. Good ball, tough one. Fighting her, the Los Angeles beat.
It was a fast B-water to the corner. Whenever Jess Castillo gets to cover the middle and take those lob shots in the center court,
it's creating issues.
yeah, he has a lot of power.
Fault. Second set. First set.
Marina
Use
Guinard
golden point.
almost a little stunned there. Dropping 3 straight. Did Toronto bring us back to a golden point? This is the third in the second set. The first 2 going as holds for Los Angeles. Break point here for LA. Off the side glass and bye-bye ball. Game to Toronto.
Toronto Polar Bears lead 5 games to 2. Second set.
Vamos a pelear esto también, ¿eh? Vamos a pelear. Vaya. Vamos, con lo mismo, ¿eh? Fíjate, Jess, yo sé que es difícil, ¿eh? Cuando le bajas un poquito la velocidad a Victoria, no solamente por cambiar vos, por supuesto, sino que también tu camino. Vamos. Muy bien.
Oche. Elizabeth. Train. To serve Newell.
(5-2). The Polar Bears only 1 game away from securing the first point in this semi-final number 1. Down the line goes Marina Guinard. Now the soft touch down the middle. The lefty, pure class to get one of the 4 they need. It's getting closer. High lob to go to the net. Now the touch to stay in that attacking position. Good block from Iglesias. The ball dies at the end, but finds a carpet. Jess Castillo, great lob. And now Elia Matriain finding the sidewall. 2 out of 4 for Toronto.
Castillo took a shot, shoulder just diving into the glass. This one hurt. Right now she's up at the net chatting with the other team. Just a little bit of a tough moment here for Castillo. She's trying to walk that one off.
Second serve for Amadriain. Another great block from Guinart. Iglesias lets it go. She goes down the middle. Now the push. Nicely done again. Victoria Iglesias, the MVP of the match, with another forehand volley to the corner to make it low 40 to have 4 match points.
Victoria Iglesias has been fantastic throughout this matchup.
Here goes the first match point for the Polar Bears. Victoria Iglesias down the middle, the block from Guinart. Now the block behind the back of Iglesias. Just imagine if we finish the match like that.
With the way she's playing, I wouldn't be shocked if that had gone her direction.
15-40. Goes the second match point. Cover in the middle from Iglesias. Now the two-hand backhand. Another block going long. Another match point save by the beat. 30-40.
LA showing a good amount of fight here.
It's always so hard to close a match. The pressure that you have.
It's a strong serve from LA. Keeps Toronto at bay.
Lob from Iglesias. Now super block lands in. And now Elia Matriain finding the fence. It's game, set, and match for Iglesias and Guinart. 7-6 and 6-2. The Toronto Polar Bears have the first point of the semi-final number 1.
And 6-2.
Earning it with a break, the Toronto Polar Bears showcasing some tough play. Having to go to the tiebreak in set 1 and walking away with that. And earning the break for a 6-2 win in set number 2. The play of Victoria Iglesias matching that of Marina Guinart, propelling them to a point in this series versus Los Angeles.
What a match, especially from Victoria Iglesias, the MVP of the match. Do you agree with that, Cam?
She played fantastic. I will also say Marina Guinart,
Yeah.
even though she didn't see as much of the action, there's something to be said about her play and limiting the errors on her side. When she was given the opportunity, she was no doubt either adding pressure or keeping the ball in play.
The first set was close, coming into a tiebreak. But in the second one, Toronto Polar Bears were just too good. Pure consistency, finishing the match with a 6-2 for the blue team. And now it's all gonna depend on Coqui Nieto and Javi Barahona to get another win to qualify to the big final to be played tomorrow here in the Ultra Padel Club. In just a few seconds, we will be with Javi Carrasco and the winners of this match, Victoria Iglesias and Marina Guinard, to see what they have to say. I can imagine they are super happy. Let's go with it. Let's go with Javi Carrasco in the center court with Marina Guinard and Victoria Iglesias.
Aquí están, Marina Guinard y
Here they
Victoria
are.
Iglesias. Enhorabuena por ese primer puntito, chicas.
The winners,
Sabemos que el
congratulations
partido
for the
ha sido
first
durísimo,
point.
las
It
condiciones
was a tough
está
match.
haciendo mucho calor
The
en clase.
conditions,
¿Cómo
the hot
sienta,
weather,
Victoria, darle este primer
makes it
puntito
hard to
de las
play. How does it feel
semifinales a los
to give the
Toronto,
first
nuestro
point
equipo?
to
Muy
the
buenas.
Toronto Polar
Hola,
Bears?
¿qué tal?
Hello, how are you?
Pues imagínate cómo sienta, súper bien.
Of course, it feels good to give the first point.
Muchísimo viento, es complicado
It's
para
windy
las cuatro,
today. It's
pero
hard
bueno,
for the four
costó
players.
adaptarnos un poco al principio, pero al
It
final,
was tough at the
a la
beginning,
vista está que hemos adaptado
to
mejor
adapt,
que ellas un poco y
but then at the
nada,
end, I think we were
enhorabuena a
just a
las
bit
chicas
better
que han
than the other
jugado
ones.
fantástico.
Congratulations,
Eli,
Eli
tengo un montón
and
de aprecio
Jess.
todas, así que es un honor
Eli, I
jugar
have
en contra de ellas.
a lot of
Y nada,
admiration
nosotras súper contentas,
for
hemos
you.
dado el primer
We
punto
played each
al
other
equipo,
many
así que
times,
nada,
and now
a ver
we're
los
super
chicos ahora
happy
tienen toda la
to give the
presión,
first
pero
point,
bueno,
and
pasa.
now time to root for the guys, and they have the pressure.
Marina, os quedasteis a las puertas de la
Marina,
final la semana
last week
pasada.
you were close to getting into
¿Qué
the final.
es lo que os habéis planteado? ¿Cuál es el objetivo? Ahora
was the
mismo
goal
tienen que jugar los chicos, pero lo tenéis en mente.
And you
es
talk
final de
with the
mañana.
team for this
Obviamente,
new week.
el objetivo siempre es ganar.
Of course, the goal is to win.
Ojalá podemos llegar a la final y podamos estar aquí
Hopefully,
mañana.
we're gonna
Muy
be able
contenta
to
con el
go into the
partido
final and to play tomorrow
con
here in the center
Victoria,
court.
lo que llevo diciendo todas las
I
dos
feel
semanas,
super
muy
comfortable
contenta
playing
de
with
jugar
Victoria
con ella, muy
Iglesias.
contenta con el equipo, de
I'm
la
happy with the
lucha.
team as well.
Enhorabuena a Los
Congratulations
Ángeles, que lo vienen haciendo muy bien.
to the LA Beat.
Y-
They're doing a great
Quiero
job
mandar-
this week.
Quiero mandar
And
un saludo
finally,
a mi
I
hermana,
want to
a
say
mi
hi
novio, a mis
to my
padres,
boyfriend,
que
my
si no me van a
sister,
matar, así
and my
que si
parents,
no
because if
vivo
I don't do it, they're gonna kill
Un
me.
beso a toda la gente que está
A huge
apoyándonos
kiss
desde casa y un beso a todos.
To every single
Un saludo
person
para todos,
rooting
Victoria,
for us from home.
Sí, un saludo mira para mi
And me
hermana,
as well. I want to say hi to my
para mi sobrino
sister.
Alejandro, que lo quiero con
my
locura, que es lo
nephew.
más grande que me ha dado mi hermana.
I love
Y
him
nada, a
so
mi
much.
padre, a mi
My
pareja,
parents,
que lo amo y
my
lo adoro, y ya
boyfriend.
está.
Bueno, por
And
esto
that's it.
acaba el repertorio de saludos aquí para todos. No se pierda el próximo partido. Un grito
Don't
de ánimo,
lose
chicas,
the-
para vuestro equipo.
And don't miss the next match
¡Vamos, Toronto!
Pues no se lo pierdan, porque
because
el siguiente partido es
Marina
el más
Guinard
duro que
and
se juega
Victoria
aquí en esta pista
Iglesias
central.
gave the
Hasta
first
ahora,
point
la
for the
Pipiel.
Toronto Polar Bears, and after this we will have the next match between Torito Aguirre, Javi Leal facing Coqui Nieto and Javi Barahona to see if the Toronto Polar Bears make it into the final.